Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Ain't That Some
So guys, today's episode, I'm gonna catch all of you off guard because I'm even catching Betsy.
She's catching me off guard. I'm like,
yeah, we came in here, we didn't think of anything to talk about, like our topic. We're like, what are we gonna talk about? So I told her there's a specific topic that I want to talk about just because I was inspired by the post that I made last night on my Instagram, but it's more of how can I say it? It's like to recreate yourself.
Well, I just want to mention right now that Anita is glowing, guys. I came in here and I'm like,
oh, excuse me?
excuse me?
Guinness esa? She asked me if I was pregnant.
I was like, are you pregnant? Because she's glowing, she's happy.
Thank you,
like
Mama.
Makeup's on point. Of course I was late, but I walked in. That's irrelevant. But
That's another episode.
That's another episode. But she, I came in here. I was like, wow, you look so happy. You're glowing.
You.
It's like literally coming out of you naturally.
It's radiating.
Yes. So I am so happy to see you
Mama.
like this. And I'm so happy that we're actually hitting this topic because it just goes with everything that, you're going through, I'm going through. And I know exactly where you're at this moment because, I've been there. So it's a perfect topic.
I know. Yeah. And it's crazy because I was actually going on Instagram and this specifically, like this quote, not a quote, but it's like, how those motivational things come up, and I saw it, I'm like, dude, I'm screenshotting it because it's every little topic that we're gonna hit on today's episode. So let's jump into it because I just want to share so much with all of you. And I want you guys to know that there's hope.
Yes.
That you guys have been seeing our episodes and you guys have watched how we started, and if you guys follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, you know my story and my struggles and my everyday life struggles, so you've literally watched me be here to
your
now.
Transformation.
My transformation.
They're watching your transformation because,
Exactly.
man, from when we started till
we're both
at now, it's just like,
oh snap!
Wow, you guys would have never probably guessed. That first episode, we were probably both
Broken.
breaking down. We were both broken, very insecure, not knowing what the future held for us. And it was just a lot of questions up in the air. And then now it's just like, wow, literally from January to March.
A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. So you're probably going to watch this episode April, May, maybe. But we're in March.
Or March,
and it's crazy because you guys have been part of our transformation, even though if you guys didn't know it, you guys have been present. So we want to thank you so much for the support.
Absolutely.
And knowing that the fact that you support us, it's actually helping us as well. And I hope we are helping you too.
I think, like Betsy was saying, your guys' support has really played a portion into why we feel confident, why we're feeling a certain type of way, because your guys' words are encouraging. Like I told her, we get DMs, we get all these, and it's honestly been so like heart touching, and it pushes us, it motivates us to do better,
to keep going, because the fact that we touch so many women and men out there,
it's surreal. And then honestly,
the messages that we get, it's just like, wow, like I didn't know a lot of women were going through what we were going through. So now that we actually have this platform to share and let you know that you're not alone, we feel very blessed to be part of it. And, I just want to say though that I keep watching there's a screen behind the cameras, and I've been working out.
I know, she's looking good.
At the papada's going away.
She got that jaw contour now.
It's like before I was like, now I'm just like, oh.
You're like, oh, who's this?
Hello.
Who did? And I had to pay no money for this jaw. It was in there. It was in there somewhere.
It was hidden, but it's coming back out.
I'm so proud of you, Betsy. You've been killing it.
I've been trying to. I was spitting.
You haven't been trying. You've been doing it.
I've been doing it.
I've been doing it.
I went. We have a big event for real estate's coming up, and I was trying on dresses. Oh my god, it zips up.
I love that for you.
Yeah,
I know she came in here and she did a whole little show over here. She she got it. She pulled the stripper pole. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm playing.
That's my secret at home.
That's at home type of thing.
It's hidden in the closet.
You open it. Come here, pole. No, but she came here. She's like, look, I'm losing so much weight, and she looks amazing. You guys, you're doing an amazing. I'm so proud of you, baby. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, we're so proud of you.
I know.
High five.
Okay, enough of
back
that.
to it.
Yeah, let's start with the what this episode's going to be about, because I think it's a really good one. Yes. And we want to get, everything out there for you guys. So, So this is what I read. And like I said, it ties up to everything, every little point that we're going to talk about in the episode. So it says, gentle reminder, you can rise up from anything. You can recreate yourself. Nothing is permanent. You are not stuck. You have choices. You can think new thoughts. You can learn something new. You can create new habits. All that matters is that you decide today and never look back.
Wow.
What did you think about that?
The fact that we have the option to do that. The fact that it relies on us.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The fact that it's like, okay, I'm going to choose today to think this way.
I'm going to choices
to change what's affecting me, what's bringing me down, what's, interrupting the
growth.
Women and the growth that I want to be.
Absolutely.
And I think we forget that when we go through the things that in life that, curveballs are thrown at us.
We forget we have choices.
We forget we have choices.
We get so stuck in the moment that's what we think is our life going to be now. And like I mentioned in my post, it's absolutely okay to fall. It's okay to break. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel that type of way. But you must move. You gotta keep going, because you can't live your life that way, and it's hard, and it's really hard. Trust me. There's days where I feel so helpless. I felt like it was that was my life. I was always gonna feel that way. It was really, really hard, but you have that choice to get up and do something about it. And it's okay to get professional help. It's okay to ask for help, and especially if you're in a really, really dark, in a really, really dark space, reach out. Don't feel bad. Don't, because sometimes us ourselves can't get ourselves out of that hole. So it's completely fine to reach out.
And I just think that, again, we go back to the circle, right? Your circle is very important.
Absolutely.
If there's not somebody there, telling you, you got this, let's go.
Pushing
Start changing it. And don't feel sorry for cutting these people out of your life. Don't feel sorry for, putting yourself first. And I think as women, we take that and it hits us hard, because we're giving.
Yeah.
Right? And putting ourselves first, because sometimes make us feel like we're being selfish. But no, girl, we need that time.
We do.
You need to figure out what you want, what you need to do to get to that person that you feel makes you happy. That, what makes you happy? What makes you go and accomplish your goals? What makes you, get out of your comfort zone? And then once you feel that, and I think we've talked about this before, once you feel that, you're going to be like,
you're going to feel empowered
to even want to tackle more things that you never thought you could do.
Yeah.
So, the fact that we have that choice again to rewire, to change the pattern for us.
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
Your life will literally transform. And, obviously when I have my clients, we go into really deep talks. And this is why I love what I do, because not only am I helping them feel beautiful, giving them this confidence because of their brows, it's also really touching for me because I get to know these people on a certain, and I'm honestly so honored that a lot of my clients feel comfortable enough to open up to me, to trust me with their lives and, everyday struggles that they go through. And I think it's because of the platform that I'm in. I've shared my story, my successes, my failures, like everything. So they feel comfortable enough to share things with me. And dude, like the stories that I hear sometimes is just so crazy to me because sometimes we think that we're alone in this. And then, sometimes you're going through a really hard time, and me listening to, this person's story, I'm like, wow, dude, you've really been through a lot. And what I thought was what I was going through it's not even like 5% of what you went through. And so yesterday, I had a client, and she's a very successful person. She started from the ground up, built her business in the beauty industry, and she's killing it, dude. She's killing it, right? But I've never really had the chance to sit down and talk to her and get to know her on a personal level, right? I've only seen her here and there and I follow her and watch her stuff. But, just her story was so touching, and I'm like, wow. I would have never imagined how your childhood was and all the things that you've went through. And look at you now. Look at what you've done, And dude, I'm telling you, like, I was mind blown because these are people that you would think, okay, well, they came from a really dark place, no family, no support, nothing, right? I mean, they were low to the lowest. And you would think, okay, well, they can use that excuse. Well, my family, they were drug addicts. My family was always in jail. You think, okay, well, that's the life path that you're going to take or that you deserve, right?
And they break chains.
They break chains. It's like they learn from that, like, this is not who I want to be. This is who I need to be, and they break that pattern. They break that chain, dude. And honestly, it's just, I'm like, wow, dude, I was shook because like I said, I would have never imagined that this person went through all this and is now here. And it's caused a lot of tears, fears and all of that, dude. And it's just so admiring and inspiring to me. And this is why I was like, damn, this is why I love surrounding myself with people who have been through so much and look at them now because it's so inspiring. Like you see them and you're like, I would have never imagined you went through that, girl. There's no way you went through that. So it's beautiful, but like Betsy was saying, it's just the power to know that you have choices. And one of the biggest thing is it's also not playing the victim. Don't feel sorry for yourself.
And it's so easy. I mean, I've seen some women play that card
over and over.
So many years. And I'm like, at what point are you going to stop using that and seeing that doing something else and breaking that cycle is going to benefit you?
Yeah.
Because I know there's one person that always uses the victim card, and it's just like, girl, like, you're almost in your 40s. Like, and dude, she's smart. She's a hard worker. But then when she plays that victim card, it's just like, I can't. I'm sorry.
I can't.
Because I think that victim card could only help you to a certain extent.
Exactly. And then it's repetitive.
You gotta let it go because now it's too much. It's too much. And you're stopping yourself from growing and becoming that person because you're still stuck in your ways.
Absolutely.
And our mentality is so strong and it's so powerful that if you don't start shifting it, you're not gonna get out of it.
You're not.
So you have to really focus on how to shift your mind. Start listening to books. Start getting with people that are being successful because
absolutely.
And I still go back to this. Your circle is so important for you to grow. If you surround your circles with, a certain people that you don't want to be, guess what? You most likely are going to be that.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to try to move past that because you have them kind of, you're trying to run and they're like,
hold on.
And so you're
not
like,
that
okay.
Fast.
Exactly. And this is exactly what we were talking about yesterday with my client because, and it's crazy because her circle doesn't have none of that. None of it. It's just been herself. But see how strong-minded, mentally. And she shifted, she told me I shifted from, going out, partying, drinking club, to reading books.
Yep.
To, you know, now exercising every day, focusing on my goals, my business. And dude, I'm like, wow,
Yep.
it's so truly admiring because we as humans have the power and the capacity to really change that. And it's, like it says, it's the willingness to make that choice and not look back.
And it's crazy because she says she don't have a circle then. So can you imagine?
Yeah.
For me, I know that I need a circle. Like, I'm a social person.
Me
so
too.
me being by myself, it actually, like, I'm not saying I have to be with somebody all the time, but just like my circles is very important to me.
Absolutely.
But for her not to have that and still have the mentality to break the cycle, break the chains, and become the successful woman, props to her, whoever you are. Props, sisters.
Exactly.
Because that's very hard.
Very hard. Very hard. And you know, like I was telling her, I'm like, dude, like, there's so many reasons and so many excuses you could have used along the way, because there's a lot of people that I know that have been through a lot, and they're like, well, you know, I can't do it because this is my background, this is how my life started, and this is who my parents were, and this is all I know. And I'm like, no, dude, I know people out there who've been in the exact same situation as you. And I know what they did and how they've overcome it. It's just an excuse that you're using. You know what I mean?
Because I have other friends too that, you know, they would say that that's all I'm used to. I'm used to, you know,
it's
being with someone, or I'm used to doing that. I don't know nothing different. And then they go, and they're a couple years later, they're back in the same spot.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to grow. It's gonna take time. It's
Absolutely.
not overnight. You know, you're looking at us right now. 6 months ago, we were not this.
At all.
We were not this.
No.
I was just talking to my brother yesterday. You know, I'm taking my kiddos on vacation on my own.
No.
And
I think that's huge.
Yes.
That's
for
huge.
me it is.
Oh no, for anybody, like any mom out there who has kids, and if you're raising them on your own, you're a single mom, to be able to take them on a trip, especially nowadays, like how everything's gotten so expensive, and being able to provide for them, have a roof over their head, bills, blah, 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 to still be able to take your kids on a trip and all by yourself, like, that's huge. I am so happy for you guys, and I'm so proud of you, Mama.
Thank you. It's just, honestly, the kids know that we're going, so we're going to Hawaii. But we're going to the Alani Disneyland Resort.
That's
so
beautiful.
It's literally a kid trip. My goal, I think I told you right, my goal this year is to do a trip with my kids and a trip by myself. And so I booked it. It was just going to be me and the kiddos. And then all of a sudden, my brother jumped in with his fiance. My dad and my little brothers and his wife are going out. And it's just
I love that.
It became like a family thing,
trip.
right? But
that's cute.
The fact that I could do that for my kiddos, the fact that I am in this position and I've worked my ass off.
Absolutely.
Nothing was handed to me. I've sleepless nights, crying, hiding in the closet, taking calls in the closet, you know, juggling the kiddos, you know, asking help from my aunt, asking help from my mom. But the fact that I am here, I mean, even
being able to do that,
even
saying
2
it
years ago, dude, 2 years ago, I would never, ever imagine being here, ever. So I am very grateful to the people that surround me. I am very grateful to God for all the blessings he's given me. And I am very grateful that he closed the doors that he needed to close, and he is opening the ones that he needs to open. And once for me, right, because we've been very strong about like this, you know, I'm very, what did I say? My faith is very strong. That I know that things happen for a reason. And sometimes it's very hard to be like, God, you take over. You're in control.
It's hard.
But once
the minute you do
that, it's just like,
it's life-changing.
It's life-changing. So
I feel like it takes that weight off your shoulders of trying to have that control of where things should be, how things should work out. And the minute that you do, you just like, you know what?
Hard.
It is very hard.
It is hard. It's easier said than done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But when you do and you trust the process, you're going to see how life starts getting a bit much easier. Not easy in the sense that you don't have to work, just easy in the sense that you're like, okay, the steps that you're taking now seem to be the correct ones, right? And you're always going to have to try to figure that out as well.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, it feels much better without like the anxiety, you know?
Yes, exactly. So, no, but I completely agree with Betsy. I think, surrendering, and if you're not a person that believes in faith, whatever it is, believe in yourself.
There you go.
Believe in yourself, trust the process, trust yourself, focus on you, because at the end of the day, I learned that self-love is honestly the greatest thing in the world, because with self-love, everything just comes with that, and it all really comes down for within yourself.
And the confidence,
that
you build.
Yeah.
I mean, the confidence that you build is just...
I can't explain it, because right now, you guys, this is a point in my life where I just feel so good. I have not felt myself in a very, very long time. And just now I'm like, damn, I'm starting to become the woman that I've always wanted to become, the one that I envisioned. And I'm slowly starting to show up as her, and I'm, becoming her. And just seeing that boosts up my confidence so much. And this is why they say I'm glowing, because when you have confidence, you just feel like,
it does.
It really does.
It does. And you know what? It's attractive.
It is.
Confidence is very attractive. People think it's like, oh, se cree mucho. No. Confidence is attractive. Let me tell you why.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. No, so I was going to say, I don't know if you guys have seen Selling Sunset.
Yes.
So, you know how there's the two guys, I forgot Mark and, was it Mark? I forgot their names.
Yeah, the bald-headed guys?
The bald, short guys.
Yeah.
And there's an episode where the girls are talking, and they're like, damn, they're so short, but it's their confidence that makes them attractive, because they're short,
Short.
But they're like, how do they pick up girls?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's their confidence. You might not be the best looking person out there, but if you have confidence, girl, you can pick anybody left and right, just because you're like, oh, and people are attracted to that. It is insane.
Let me tell you that I have met people, men and women, but it's crazy because when you meet a man like that, you're like,
oh, okay.
Okay. Who are you? But it's the confidence, and some men, you could see it when they're not confident.
Yeah.
And then when you do see a man with a confidence, be like, ooh, hello, honey.
And you're like, honey, come here. No,
so it goes the same for a woman. When a woman walks in, standing straight, shoulders up, and she feels beautiful and confident, you're going to start seeing that everybody starts looking and be like, damn.
Everybody's turning heads.
Everybody's turning heads. And you're like, what do I have? No, it's your confidence. It's glowing. It's, it's coming out of you naturally.
Exactly.
So confidence, girlfriend.
Confidence.
I think that's very important. Once you get self-love, that confidence comes in and you're done.
Yeah. And also another topic that I also want to touch is, if you know you have a toxic trait, change it. Oh, don't stay with, well, this is who I am. If you like it, then good. If you don't. Because a lot of times as humans, we've become very egotistic, and we let our pride, and we're like, well, I'm not going to change just because you want me to change. No, if you know that that's a toxic trait of you, change it. Don't be stubborn. Don't be trying to, keep being, because I've seen a lot of that. It's like, you know what, like, yes, I'm toxic, and so
this
what?
This is who I am.
This is who I am. This is how, this
Take
how
it or leave it.
Yeah,
Bye.
no. And on the long run, it will bite you in the ass.
It will. It does come back to you. Eventually, all that will come back to you. Just think about it. You've been this person for so long, but start thinking, okay, why haven't I had long-lasting relationships? Why am I always fighting or in the same situation with different people?
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. If you're the common denominator, honey, start reflecting.
Yeah.
Start reflecting, because there's something that you need to change.
Absolutely. So being self-aware is definitely a key point. And it's okay to, recognize that you have a toxic trait, and it's okay to fix it.
Yeah.
Always try to better yourself. So I think that comes with, moving on.
Yeah. And nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
Whoever you see out there, that seem to have the perfect life, trust me, it's not perfect.
They're not perfect.
But you know what? They're working on it. They're moving on. They're figuring it out. And they're still keeping themselves up.
And that's the important part.
And that's the important part. Do not give up. You're going to fall, but get back up.
Exactly.
That's it. That's the only thing you can keep doing. If you failed, keep trying. The worst thing you could do is completely give up.
Yeah.
And just, this is me.
This is accept. Yeah.
Then you know what? Eventually, it's going to creep up and you're probably going to be that 67-year-old by yourself. Yeah. Because nobody likes to be with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, it's always about, growth.
Yep.
Self-development, learning, fixing that toxic trait of you. There's something you don't like about yourself. Do something about it.
Exactly.
Do something about it. Not just on the outside, in the inside. Because a lot of times we get so consumed with like, well, I don't like my hair. I'm going to go and change it. Well, I don't like...
I don't like my papada. I'm gonna work out.
yeah, exactly.
So I went to go work out.
So, but it's also internally, and that's the most important part, because if you're not internally there, the outside doesn't matter. Yep. If and as people, we know that we have a toxic trait. Mm-hmm. You must.
What is your toxic trait? Now you're talking about.
Since you know what? No, I think. There was a lot of toxic traits about me to be honest. A lot. And now that, when you become aware of them, when you're open-minded about you're just like, damn. I used to play the victim card a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I always felt like, my happiness depended on everybody else but me. Oh. And that was a very and it was hard for me to see it. Now it's like, damn, because I'm in a whole different place in my life right now where I'm kind of like an outsider. And then when you're in that situation, that's when you start reflecting and start, kind of picking up the pieces, and you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, but for me, it was honestly that I always played like the victim card. That was one, and I was very explosive. Mm-hmm. I'm very short-tempered, and I always knew that about me. I always knew, soy bien enojona. I have no patience. Those things about you. I'm not patient. I'm not. So now it's like I know what I'm lacking, and I'm like, okay, obviously I'm not where I want to be at all, but I'm working every single day. Like, for example, if I wake up today and I'm like, Mila, like, get ready for school, and she's just picking my buttons. Instead of me exploding on her, I'm like,
come on, mama.
I'm like,
and you grab her.
I start thinking about patience, because that is my trait, that I have no patience. So I'm like, I'm trying to work at it, but the minute that you're aware of your toxic trait, then that's in the back of your mind that you have another option. Mm-hmm. So then that's when you get to pick. What option are you going to take? Do you take the old you, or you practice a new habit?
Yep. So
breaking habits is so important. And yeah, honestly, there's a lot. And there's this is just two of the things that came right to my mind. But, as people, it's all about improving ourselves. But like I said, there was a lot of things that now I see. And I'm working on becoming a better person every single day. Like, even... before I was so scared to leave my house on my own, doing things on my own.
Now she's never home.
Now I'm never home. I'm alone all the time. And my mom's always freaking out, because this is another thing that I want to talk about. It's people portray their fears onto you.
Oh,
absolutely. Yes. And that's one of the things, like my mom, she can't see me out by myself or me and the kids alone, because she immediately starts freaking out. Like, mija, te puede pasar algo. And I'm like, mommy, I'm okay. I'm a full-grown woman. I'm okay. Like, thank you for worrying about me. But you gotta you gotta understand that I'm gonna do things alone now.
It's so funny you say that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like I said, I'm going on vacation, right? So my mom calls me on Sunday, and she's like, "Hey, mija, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, here, mom." I was like, I'm looking at the hotels and tickets for to go on a trip. He's like, "Oh, where are you going?" I was like, "Hawaii with the kids." ¿Tú sola?
And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate.
Yes, mom, tú sola. Ay, Betsy, con los niños. Mom.
They start thinking.
Yeah, and then I said, Mom,
don't start.
Okay, pues, bye. And so that night I went to go do her hair. And she's like, ay, mija, a mí me da miedo. I was like, Mom, I can't stop my life because I'm scared. Life is too short.
Boom.
Okay, life is too short. If I sit here and be like, I'm not going to go out because I'm by myself with 3 kids. They're going to see me with 3 kids.
Start feeling sorry about yourself.
No, just start worrying for stuff that hasn't even happened.
Absolutely.
And that might never happen.
We're overthinkers.
Then I'm never going to do anything with my kids. My kids are going to be 18 and I never did anything. There's no memories.
Ooh, gave me chills.
There's no memories.
It's so
because
true.
I stopped myself due to the fear that my mom put on me. And it's not her fault. No. She's afraid. I'm her daughter. She's going to be afraid of all her kids.
Be the best for you.
But we can't live like that. We can't live in fear, or you're never going to enjoy life. You're never going to do what you have to do and make all the memories that are actually going to count. So when you are old, your kids could be like, hey, Mom, remember when we went to Hawaii and they had like all these activities? Mom, do you remember when we went here and there and there? I mean, because guess what? Now my kids, when they have their kids, are going to do those things with their kids. And they're going to enjoy cycles. Break the cycle. So yeah, my mom was like, I was like, Mom, don't start.
Yeah.
But now she feels better because my brother's going. And
so she's like, okay.
So she's like, oh, you're going, Bloody? Oh, I feel so much better. And my brother's like, why? She could do whatever she want, which I love my brother because he's always supporting me. My dad's always like, why? Like, let her. You know, so it's just, that's so true. Your fears could be, what'd you say?
No, I said people portrayed their fears onto
others.
And that's another thing that I'm working on myself as a mom, because I have my own fears, and our fears, we portray them onto our kids, and it's a cycle, and we got to break that cycle. Honestly, we really do, because we're portraying our fears onto the next person and the next person, and we can't allow that to take over us, because then you're portraying that fear onto them. And that my family's like that. My mom, my sister, and last time me and my niece, we were talking, and we were like saying how, they tell us like, you can't, no hagas eso porque, pero me da miedo. And it's like, yeah, you're scared, not me.
Yeah.
Don't try to tell me like, but this could happen, but then this, because that's your fear. Like, let me try it. Let me experience it. And it's hard because as a mom, you want to keep your kids in a bubble. You want to protect them at all costs. So, you say all this stuff like, but this could happen, but you try to make them aware, but it's also playing, if you really think about it, like, the mental state, you're installing fear into things that may never even happen.
And you know what? Like, there's certain things that, I do appreciate my mom, like, putting a little bit of fear, because it makes you aware.
Well, yeah.
Right? Of how, like, the stuff that could happen, but don't let it stop you.
No, yeah, but there's a different way to say things.
Exactly.
Because, the fact that, because in my case, when my mom tells me, like, for Mila's birthday, we went out to downtown, and I took the 3 kids, Mila, my nephew, and baby Aiden. And I went by myself with the kids, and I met Betsy over there, but my mom was freaking out, guys. Like, she was like, you should have told me. I would have gone ready, and gone with you. But because she came when I was literally leaving, she's like, just wait for me. I'll go get dressed and I'll go. And I'm like, Mom, you don't even want to go because you want to be there. Okay. First of all, you don't like even going out to restaurants. I don't want to bring you along just because you're scared because of what could happen. She's like, it's because you're in downtown, and then, there's a bunch of crazy people down there, and they can hurt you. And then you're with the 3 kids. Like, how are you going to do it? And I'm like, Mom, you're making things way more complicated than they seem. I appreciate it. I'll be fine. Like, I'm okay with the kids. Like, Mila and my nephew, they're old enough. They're both 7. They can, I don't need to have them here with me. Exactly. Mainly the one is Ada. And I'm like, but I'm going to be pushing him in a stroller. So I'll be fine, Mom. But she starts installing this fear in me, and she's like, pero this and that, and then what about this happens? And then I'm like, oh my God, like, that's true. And then I'm just like, okay, Mom, no, like, stop, because you're freaking me out, and I'm going to cancel the plans, and there's a way to approach it, though. She could easily be like, okay, mija, I understand you're going, but just be very careful with this and that, and see the difference, instead of being like, mija, pero es que...
It's because also the demeanor.
The demeanor.
The demeanor is very important.
Absolutely.
And I was just talking to my client about this because he's a texter. And
not a texter.
I'm not a texter. And he said, he's texting me all this stuff. And I was like, sorry, dude, I got to call you. I was like, I hate texting. He's like, you do? I was like, I hate texting. I was like, oh, that's my thing. And I was like, no, like, I hate it because so many things could be taken out of context.
Right.
And he's like, that's so true. Maybe that's the reason I'm single. And I'm like, because that's the thing that his ex-girlfriends tell him. Like, he was always a texter. Just think about it. You could send a text like, hey, how's your day going? And then when you call, be like, hey, babe, how's your day going?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It could be taken out so many ways,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I feel like, to me, like, I'd rather just hear your voice so I could hear your tone. Like, you know, hey, baby, like, it's just different.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So that's definitely one thing that I'm always going to communicate to people. I hate texting.
Yeah. Don't text Betsy, okay?
Like, say, hey, how, for like short things, it's fine.
But
like,
when you're going to have a conversation.
Oh my, no. And it's funny because today we were talking, like, dude, get one. Tell me, dude, what?
Yeah, no, but it's true, guys. You know, one of the things that we really have to work is portraying our fears onto other people because, you know, obviously we just do it to protect them, but it's also installing fear and all these things onto that person. And if they're already suffering from anxiety, you're just making it 10 times worse, you know?
And just think about it. It could roll down to your kids, too, because they start getting scared. And then now your kids are doing, nope. I've told my daughters, once you graduate high school, you go to college, I don't want you dating or getting married. I want you to travel the world, travel by yourself. There's so many things out there. Yeah, the world right now is a little bit crazy, but you know, there's ways to getting out there and seeing and experiencing things.
Yeah,
or else
absolutely.
You're never going to experience, and you're going to get married, have kids, and just be married and never experience anything.
Get it out of your system.
Get it out of your system. Or not even that. Go experience things so when you do have a family, you know. Where to go. You know what to do. You know, there's just so many ways of seeing it.
So many ways. But it all comes down to self-awareness. Like we've talked about in the last episode, self-awareness, self-love, all of that. And it's honestly true. Just when you've had enough, that's the day that you're going to be like, okay, I've had enough. And you have to make that choice. You're not a damn tree. Move. You know? I saw this quote that says, you're not a damn tree to be stuck there. Move. Yeah. You know? But it all comes down to you. Making that decision for you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to do anything for you. It really comes down to you. And learning your toxic traits, breaking habits, eating healthier, making healthier decisions for you, your family, yourself, everybody. You know? So yeah, you guys, honestly, like this topic, you know, I feel resonated a lot just because, like I said, you know, there's a lot of people reaching out to me and saying, oh my God, Anita, you're glowing, Anita. And I get that all the time, dude, all the time, like telling me,
Doesn't
like,
it feel great? Though?
It feels beautiful.
When people that don't even know you,
that don't know you,
wow, you're glowing.
Like they'll see me through a screen and they know, and it's crazy because I feel it, and the fact that people see it, it just shows you how strong your confidence really puts it out, you know?
You know, when I was going through that phase, when the people would be like, people that I had not seen in a while, be like, what are you doing? You look so good. You're glowing. And I'm like, damn, how did I really look before?
Yeah.
You
don't realize it, right?
How did I look? Like,
I want to know how you guys saw me.
Yeah, how did you guys see me? Because, you know, when you're in that face, like, you're glowing. Girl, keep it up. And I'm like, wait, how did I look before? Yeah. Like, tell me. Like, did I look broken? Did I look sad? Did I look
You defeated? Look how you
it's
feel,
though.
It's
so crazy,
You look
know?
how you feel. 100%.
Yeah. So
you look how you feel, and that is so crazy.
Imagine that. So now go in the mirror, look at yourself, and be like, "How do I see myself? Yeah. Do I need to glow? Go do something to glow, girlfriend."
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, girls, no, I agree 100%.
And even men.
Yeah, even men,
I'm starting to, like, see that men, like, I'm starting to see the difference, too, in men. Like, the ones that are, you know, trying to work on themselves. The men that are trying to work on themselves. The men that are, you know, they're going through something. And the men that are just, like, you know, like,
feeling themselves.
They're feeling themselves. They look better. They feel better. They dress better. Care of themselves. They dress better. Like, yeah. It's a big difference for men. It
is a big difference.
And you could see it in them. You could, like, literally see it in them. Yeah. And that's attractive.
It is. It really is.
Very attractive.
Like I said, you could be ugly, but if you have that confidence, it'll make you attractive. Yeah. And it's crazy. Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, guys, like, I honestly think taking charge of your life, and, you know, making that choice to be that person that, and I'm so big on that, like, envision the woman that, or the men that you want to be, and start showing up as them. But, you know, yeah, just envision yourself, be the person that you want to be, and just start showing up as them. So, period. Pew, 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 pew. Mic drop. No, but yeah, guys, I think that's it. Yeah. This is a short video. Not a video, an episode. But I think we really hit, those points that we needed to, and just help you guys. We're sharing what has helped us along the way to be who we're at and where we're at now,
Yes.
So
yeah, I think I like this one.
Yeah.
Short and sweet and straight to the point.
Period. Period. Okay, guys.
Right,
so we hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that it touched you in some way. And if you're stuck in a place where, you're not happy, cry it out, yell at the top of your lungs, do what you gotta do
and get up
to cope with it. And once you've done that, dude, game over. Okay, now get back up, put yourself together. Be who you're meant to be. Be that boss ass bitch, that boss ass man, and dude, your life's gonna transform. Your world is gonna transform, and just focus on you. You know.
And then we're also seeing that you guys are actually sending messages on YouTube. I have not personally answered any. I don't think you have either. Mm-mm. So we're gonna do our best to try to go in there and comment back. If we do not respond, please go to our IG. I think it's easier for us to go on our IG and answer those questions just because it's on our hand and that's where we work from. It's our phone. But on the YouTube page, for me, it's a bit more difficult. I think for you, it's probably easier.
Well, it's because I have my YouTube plus the other one. So it's a little bit difficult.
So send us your questions on our IG. We will do our best to answer them. And then just know that you're not alone. You need motivation. Girl, we'll give you the motivation.
We're
Get up. Keep going. You're not alone. You got this. And just find what you need to find to make yourself that woman and that man that you guys always want to be. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in on today's episode. We hope you guys have an amazing day. And I hope you guys go kill it.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.